So the authoritarian so-called leader, wannabe leader, fascist, Donald Trump, the so-called champion of freedom of speech. Of course, if you are a MAGA, Trump supporter, or Republican leech that loves fascism, has just been dethroned as Jimmy Kimmel is back in the air.
Show is not important. What is important is that we get to live in a country that allows us to have a show like this. Yeah. I've had the opportunity to meet and spend time with comedians and talk show hosts from countries like Russia, countries in the Middle East, who told me they would get thrown in prison for making fun of those in power, and worse than being thrown in prison. They know how lucky we are here. Our freedom to speak is what they admire most about this country. And that's something I'm embarrassed to say I took for granted until they pulled my friend Steven off the air and tried to coerce the affiliates who run our show in the cities that you live in to take my show off the air. That's not legal. That's not American. That is un-American, and it is so dangerous. The President of the United States made it very clear he wants to see me and the hundreds of people who work here fired from our jobs. Our leader celebrates Americans losing their livelihoods because he can't take a joke. He was somehow able to squeeze Colbert out of CBS. Then he turned his sights on me, and now he's openly rooting for NBC to fire Jimmy Fallon and Seth Meyers and the hundreds of Americans who work for their shows who don't make millions of dollars. And I hope that if that happens, or if there's even any hint of that happening, you will be 10 times as loud as you were this week.
You can't take criticism, then you have no business as a president or any sort of leader, because a leader you're not. You're nothing but a phony. You and all the leeches in the Republican Party that latch on to you are nothing but phonies. You have no spine. You're spineless individuals. That's what you are. Spineless individuals that are trying to bully the workforce. You're trying to bully the working class. That's what you're trying to do. And MAGA, of course, they think that you're going to take them under their wing. But if they're part of the workforce as well, they're part of the working class, you're going to do the exact same thing to them as well. It's just that they don't realize this. They don't realize that if they're working class, you're going to throw them. You're going to throw them under the bridge. It's going to be the same thing that you do with anybody else that does not align with your views. It's just that they don't realize it. They're hypnotized by you and your lies.